What's going on, guys? MDLP from the Battle Axe, the strongman gym in Miami, where strength is everything. Making another video, answering questions, showing off my handsome personality. Wearing my hat, my R2 hat. Do I wear hats in the house? No, I wear it for the video. Duh. Um, just wanted to make a video. I've been asked by a few clients, also by a couple people, what do I eat when I'm training competitively? Now, there's a difference, obviously, between off-season and your kind of civilian lifters, or off-season or in-season. Um, oh, sorry, just had a lot of coffee and food. And actually, the breakfast I ate today is a lot of what I'm going to discuss about. And exactly what goes into my food while I'm in season. Now, I've been in season and competing for the last 4 months. Now, coming after May 17th, that will be my 5th competition in about 4 months. So it's been a long road, and I will probably take a break after that to just focus on some volume work, some bodybuilding, and then obviously to recover and then get geared up for nationals. But back to my point, there is a difference of how I eat off season and how I eat in season. So for the last 4 months, I've been kind of in and out of in season and off season training. For example, my first competition was a powerlifting meet in January, and I had no problem making weight there. I was just starting to build up my mass and my size, and I weighed in easily at 236 for a 242 class. In March, I had a strongman event where I went at the heavyweight class, so I tried to gain massive amounts of weight. So I was eating everything under the sun. It didn't matter what I ate 2 weeks out. So that's when you guys saw pictures of me eating pizza, ice cream, burgers, and just kind of like junk food here and there just to make weight. Now, I don't recommend that often. I did that only for about the last 2 weeks for 2 reasons. A, I needed to get bigger quicker, and B, a lot of nights I was calorically under where I needed to be, or calorically depleted as well. So I just started eating whatever I could, and I just did what I had to do to make that weight requirement. So I went ahead and just ate. Now I'm going to a competition where I'm going into the 231 class, and I'm Brevard's strongest man here in Melbourne, Florida. And what I weigh and how I feel is a big difference now. It's not the same. I always want to win. I always want to train hard. I always want to be as competitive as possible. I always wish my opponents the best day possible. But it's a competition where I already made it to nationals, so I will push myself as hard as I need to, which is obviously I have no off switch. I always push myself hard. So I know that going in. And so I want to go in safe. I want to practice a good weight cut to prep myself for nationals. I'm walking around now 245, 250 on a really, really good day and a good weekend. That's when I'm really hydrated and have a good amount of sodium in me, and my muscles and my creatine are on point. But what does this mean? Now that I'm 5 weeks out or so, I'm going to eat a good amount of carbs on my training day. It's hard to get into grams, but it's probably going to be somewhere between 300 and 400 grams of carbohydrates. And it's going to be probably the same amount in protein. So it's going to be a big intake of about 40-50% carbs, 40-50% protein, whatever I have left over on fats, somewhere around there. On days that I'm not training, I cut my carbs down low, and I eat a massive amounts of fats and a massive amounts of protein. So I'm still getting a lot of energy. I'm not doing this kind of complete carb depletion, but it keeps my weight in check. What happens when I eat carbs every day, day in, day out, for me personally, is how I eat. I will gain mass quickly. I will go into the 250, 250s. I just said that, didn't I? Yeah. So into the 250s or high 240s. And it's great, but then my weight cut when I started out in about 2 weeks, it starts to get tricky for me. I don't cut weight. Not that it's hard for me to cut weight, but I don't like to cut weight too early so that I have a good amount of weight while I'm training at my heaviest, which is last week, this week, and the next 2 weeks, and then I kind of wean off. So it's simple. I eat high carbohydrates, high protein on the days that I lift. I'll eat carbohydrates throughout the day. My favorite choice of carbs is white rice. I'll eat oats, oatmeal, that kind of stuff. I don't really do breads. I don't really do pasta. It doesn't work for me too much. I don't like it. I get too bloated. On days off or days that I'm doing something a little lighter, like tonight I might do some back accessory work just to kind of repair and keep my back healthy as I repair through this back vagina. I'll eat high fats, high protein, meaning, chicken, lots of nuts, no homo, um, avocado, eggs, that kind of stuff. Like what I had for breakfast was, 5 eggs and a steak. Man, just kind of ride with that, maybe some bacon here and there, and keep my carbs low. And then tomorrow, ramp it up for heavy lifting. So that's pretty much how I eat in season. Off season, I kind of enjoy life a little bit more. I'm going to have a little bit more carbohydrates. I'm going to eat what I can. I'll cheat when I can or when I want to. Just kind of enjoy that off-season prep. Get big, get heavy, get strong, and then again start. That doesn't mean I go out and eat. Contrary to popular belief, my fat ass doesn't eat really bad often. I just like to post the pictures of when I eat bad because I like to make people totes jelly. And what's the point of putting a picture on Instagram of chicken vegetables? Like, that's not even fun. That's boring. But it's cool to post pictures of pizza and ice cream. Duh. Everybody likes. So I hope that answers the questions. I like to eat, healthy and clean now, and up my fats on the days I have low carbs on my off days. And this should help a lot of you guys out there who are trying to make weight or, getting used to their body weight. You don't want to go necessarily into a competition just fat and bloated if you're not used to walking around fat and bloated. It's good to feel athletic. Strongman is a very athletic sport. It can go in for anything that bloat works for some guys. It doesn't work for everybody, especially if you have something where you're doing a lot of carries, you're doing a lot of movement. It's good to just feel kind of in your own weight. Doesn't necessarily you have to feel crazy lean or fat and bloated, but somewhere in the middle, especially if you're in a lower weight class like the 105 kilos and below, where the guys are walking around pretty fucking shredded and very athletic. So keep that in mind. It's good to be forever bulk sometimes, but about 5-6 weeks out is when I start changing up my diet to much more performance and kind of leaning out and going into that competition as fucking jacked and tan as I can. Very confident too. If you look strong, you will feel strong. I fucking promise. If you wake up in the morning and look jacked and tan, you will go into the gym feeling badass. If you wake up sloppy, fluffy, loose, and fat, you're going to have that attitude as you walk around. So hope this helps, guys, and cheers.